Night 346 from Arabian Nights. In the morning now dawned, Scheherazade broke off from what she had been allowed to say. Then, when it was night 346 night, she continued, I have heard, O fortunate king, that Allah al-Din called for his treasurer and told him to fetch such and such a purse, this being one that contained 1,000 dinars. When this was brought to him, he handed it to his visitor, who took it, thanked him, and left under cover of night. The next morning, Allah al-Din summoned the syndic of the jewelers, and on his arrival, he showed him the chest and its contents, which turned out to be made of tin and brass. Why do they keep getting fooled? This was commonplace back then. Tin and brass, while what seemed to be gems, ringstones, and pearls were all of glass. Aladdin found this hard to stomach, but although he sent men out to pursue the trickster, no one was able to catch him. Is that like getting a Rolex watch, a fake one but we know that's what they are on Canal Street. So they typically go for $20, maybe. If that works, I don't know. The story is told that Al-Mamun, the commander of the faithful, once told Ibrahim ibn al-Mahdi to tell him the most remarkable thing he had ever seen. To hear is to obey, O commander of the faithful, replied Ibrahim, and he went on. Here's his tale. Are you listening? One day I went out to take the air, and eventually I came to a place where I could smell food cooking. I was filled with a longing for this, and I stood there in a state of perplexity, not being able to move on or to go into the house. Then I looked up, and there behind a window I caught sight of the most beautiful hand and wrist I had ever seen. My wits left me at the sight, and the hand and the wrist made me forget about the smell of the food, and I started to think of a way to get into the house. Near it I noticed a tailor. I went up, greeted him, and after he had returned my greeting, I asked him to whom the house belonged. To a merchant, he said, and when I asked for his name, the tailor told me, adding that this man only associated with other merchants. While we were talking, two distinguished and intelligent-looking men rode up, and the tailor gave their names, telling me that these were particular friends of the owner. I rode off to join them, and after greeting them, I said, Abu so-and-so has been waiting for you. I accompanied them to the door, and when they went in, so did I. When the master of the house saw me, he was sure that I was a friend of theirs, and so he welcomed me and sat me in the place of honor. After which the servants brought a table of food. I told myself that as far as the food went, God had granted me my wish, but that there still remained the matter of the hand and the wrist. We then moved to drink our wine in another room, which I could see was filled with rarities. The owner treated me with particular friendliness, addressing his conversation to me as he thought that I was a guest of his guest. So did the other two, as they thought that I was a friend of his. They continued to treat me like this until we had drunk a number of glasses of wine, and then out came a slave girl, like the branch of a ban tree, elegant and beautiful. She took a lute, strung up a strain, and recited these lines. Quote, Is it not strange that although we are in the same house, you neither approach nor speak to me? It is only our eyes that reveal our soul's secrets. while love's fire consumes our broken hearts. We gesture with our glances and wink with drooping eyelids as our hands exchange greetings. She stirred my emotions, commanded the faithful, and I was moved to delight both by her beauty and by the delicacy of the lines she chanted, the elegance of whose composition I envied. In spite of that, I said to her, "There is something that you have left out." She threw the flute away angrily and said, "Since when did you allow fools into your gatherings?" I saw that the others disapproved of me, and I regretted what I had done, saying to myself that my hopes were gone. As I could think of no other way in which to avoid blame, I asked for a lute, and said, "I'll show you what was missing in the air." That she played. The others agreed to this and fetched me a lute. I tuned its strings, then sang these lines. Quote, "Here is your lover, pining in distress, moved with passion, his body flooded by tears. One hand is raised to God in hopeful prayer, while the other clutches at his heart. You see a dying lover slaughtered by his love. It is the beloved's eye and hand that causes death." The girl jumped and threw herself down at his feet, kissing them and saying, "Forgive me, master. I did not know how skilled you were, and I have never heard artistry like this." The delighted company began to praise and honor me, and every one of them asked me to sing. I sang a joyful air, while the visitors became drunk, and their wits left them, so that they had to be carried to their homes. The host, together with the girl, stayed with me, and after he had drunk a number of glasses, he said to me, "Sir, I have wasted my life, in that, until now, I have never come across a man like you. I conjure you in God's name to tell me who you are, so that I may know who is the companion whom God has granted me tonight." I tried to conceal this and would not tell him, but at last, at his prompting, I gave my name. When he heard it, he jumped to his feet. Goodness, I don't know what happened there. Night 346. You see, it ends inconclusive because the Caliph has to listen to the next night. You have to go to night 347 to find out what happened to night 346. This is 346.